Welcome back, everybody. Oh, I guess we're just keeping him from spinning into oblivion. I don't know what's going on anymore. Okay, let's go. Welcome back to Final Fantasy V. We are still on our quest of... Are you alright? You bet. That was close. Yeah, we're still looking for all of the Oh, no, that's all the meteorites. So if you look at the map, something weird is now happening. Oh, the spirit bomb is gathering! Goku must be at the center of that! No, it's not that. Kind of a cool graphic. The point where the energy from the four meteorites intersects is the warp point. So now we have a way to be able to go see to go to Galuf's world and help out with X-Death. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Time to take our friend the airship and head on over. And that, see, this is the sad part of it, is like they give you the airship so early and then they troll you with this going, oh yeah, you can't take the airship with you. F you. Okay. The light's fading. There isn't much time left. Just one chance. A one-way ship, Tar. I won't be sailing home this time. Let's go! Aye! Right, we're off! And one of the better tracks of the game. Goodbye, world. Stay well, me mateys. I'll be back, Boko. Yeah, you guys forgot about that, didn't you? His chocobo is still off in the remote wilderness somewhere, waiting for Bartz to come back. That's a great pet owner right there, isn't it? Nah, I'm kidding. Boko's a good pet because he understands. Kind of. We'll find out later. Boko's been doing something else. And with that, we now end up on the world... or Galuf's world. It doesn't really have a name, so don't expect me to use one. I know a lot of people go with, like, Bart's world being Gaia. I don't want to go there just because there's a couple of worlds in this game. So Galuf's world is pretty much what I'm going to call it, but we're not going to have to worry about that too much. But we are here, nonetheless. And now the three of them are ready to go. This must be Galuf's world. And we ended up on a remote island. Okay, we're going to be the Gilligan crew of this particular world. But we do have some visitors, so we need to take care of them. Thankfully, they don't take a whole lot of effort, so... And while we are walking around this island, because we actually need to wait for an event to happen, let's just go ahead and take care of some business here. So this is almost catching up to... I think I've got one more part, and then I'm all caught up. Starting next week would be when these things resume weekly again. But thankfully, I'm almost there. I thank, again, to those who have sent the well wishes and all that, to be able to ask, where is Final Fantasy V? Are you going to continue doing the Final Fantasy games? And here you go. Here's your answer. Yes. My intention is to keep them going. With that, let's go ahead and get into some games that I've been playing. So, unfortunately, I do have a little bit of bad news to convey, at least in this part. So, people might remember a couple of weeks ago I talked about Dark Souls and how I wasn't going to continue on in that game. I'm just not a fan of it, as the diehard community is, and so I would probably not give it the fair share that a lot of those fans would appreciate. And so if you guys want the details of that, you can go to, I think it was the last part I did, part 14, where I explained that. Unfortunately, the bad news here is that I've actually decided to drop another series of games that people wanted me to play, and again, it is not under the premise of I hate it, where a lot of people actually thought I took Dark Souls. I don't hate Dark Souls, I'm just indifferent to it. It's not my kind of game. I hate to give the Total Biscuit-esque comment there, but that's pretty much my thoughts on it, is Dark Souls wasn't built for me. If I were angry with it, it's just in the fact that From Software I'm a fan of, and especially with the Tenchu games, and I've wanted a Tenchu game for quite a while now. And I don't think it's going to happen, because From has their franchise. Maybe down the road they'll consider it, when they want to spread their wings, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. The other series, however, I have a feeling is going to take a little bit of frustration to people. And again, it's not because I hate it. And it is the Spyro the Dragon series. So people have actually told me, well, I was roughly about halfway through the second game. And wait, we have an event and I'll explain it. Reina, there's something I must ask ye. When we was on the North Mountain, why did you risk your life to help that dragon? Do you remember, Mother? Certain things. Whenever I saw that dragon, it reminded me of her. What do you mean? Uh-oh. Fire's gone. No! Monster! And there's Reina and Forest. Darn it. Reina! Forest! Oh, you thought we forgot about you? I love it. It's called the Abductor. Its only purpose as a monster is to abduct. Yeah. We'll get this battle taken care of, because I think there's going to be another scene right after this, and then we'll talk about Spyro. So, before people want to bite my head off, again, it's not because I hate Spyro. I promise. It is very much similar to my viewpoints on Dark Souls, and I'll get into the details in a little bit. Okay. And... yay, chest! Gas! Body's numbing. And there we go. If you kill an abductor, it spawns sleeping gas? Okay. Oh, and they're all in jail. Now where are we? Welcome to my castle! X-Death!
Lord X-Death, Galuf and the others have made it to the big bridge.
Yeah, I have to realize that it's not X-Death talking. I see. Prepare the giant mirror.
Yes, sir.
And now you're all going to help me. Yeah, that's a giant mirror, right? Look, Bart's! Our reflections up in the sky. How can you tell? Look, Grandpa! Bart's, Reina, Forest, baby! I had to do it. So this is a cool thing to watch. Back, Galuf, or they will die. Stop! All of you, back, baby! Gilgamesh. Sir? Watch them. See that they don't move. X-Death, you! Yeah, that's what was gonna happen if you did that. Curses. Alright. Krile, I'm gonna borrow your dragon. I've got to help them. Baby. Release the dragon! There we go.
Yes, sir!
Oh, they have dragons here too.
Woo!
And yet another track of the Final Fantasy V soundtrack I love. Most of the stuff like from the later worlds I like. I'm just gonna point out, Excess Castle looks a lot like a huge organ. Now go back to Crow. Further cementing my point that he is a giant, like old school twirl your evil mustache kind of villain. So this is it. Found the crystal shards. Alright, so hang on, Bartz, Reyna, and Farce. I'll be back, baby. So at this point, it actually lets us take control of Galuf again. And I think it's going to be quite a while until I actually reach the prison. Locked from the inside. Yeah, because it's only going to let us go one way. Down to the prisons. Oh, and actually, I think we're almost there. Yay! So I guess I can just further explain this. Why am I quitting Spyro the Dragon? It's not because I hate it. It's because, well, I'm indifferent to it. I've tried to pick it up, I don't know how many times over the last couple of months, just to finish up Spyro 2 and move on to something else, and the thought of it has kind of bored me. I am not like the Shadow Blazer or Andrea, where collecting is fun, and so the game doesn't really have that much of a lure to me.
Who's it there?
Yeah, I'm going to change his voice, because now that I think about it, this would be more appropriate. And now, Gilgamesh!
Hiya!
Yes, you're going to have to get used to the offensive Yang voice again. So yeah, don't take that the wrong way. I believe that Spyro is a good game, and for what it did at that time, it was perfect. But I am not Andrea, and I am not the Shadow Blazer, and a Collectathon game is not that fun to me. So, really what I've actually just done, as I've recommended to Alex and to Andrea to play the game and see what they think of it, but I'm kind of done. If we want to do a Let's Play down the road, then that will be their decision, and you know, they're going to be happy with it.
Ridiculous! You're lucky! I'm letting you off easy! Don't you forget it!
Yeah, Gilgamesh does this from time to time in the game. But yeah, I'm unfortunately done with it. I don't think there's anything wrong with the games. It's just that they're collectathons, and it's not that interesting to me to play.
Galuf! Wait, I'll have this open in a second, baby.
Galuf! Thank you, Galuf. I'm glad we could see you again. I never thought I'd see you all here.
Yay! We're a party again!
So yeah, again, don't take offense to it. Same thing with the Dark Souls fans. Don't take offense to it. I'm quitting the games because they're not that interesting to me. But I took this extra step because I felt like this would be a game that Alex and Andrea would appreciate a little bit more than I would. And I don't hate the company Insomniac. In fact, there are other games from Insomniac I want to play. It kind of makes me feel bad that I didn't get into Spyro, but who knows? Maybe Andrea will be able to convince me. I mean, I got into Banjo-Kazooie, and I can already tell you if I'd played that, I would have quit halfway and kind of been sad about it. But the fact that Alex and Andrea were willing to finish the game and let me see the ending, and it kind of made me a Banjo fan. It made me appreciate it that much more. Oops, better not let them see me. Better Solid Snake this up. Yeah, you can actually move as a corpse. I like that little detail. So yeah, I'm quitting it. Unfortunately, I hope this doesn't upset you guys, but each gamer is unique, and each gamer has their own series that they like to follow, their own genres of games, and collectathons may have been a thing for me like 10 years ago. They just aren't for me now. They're tedious, they're annoying. This is why I've latched on to the more of the new Super Mario Brothers franchise than I have the 3D Marios. It's more the gameplay that I want from the Mario series. Although 3D World blends that together, so I don't know. Maybe I'll come back to it later and appreciate it, but not right now. So with that said, let's go ahead and go into another series that I've been playing, which is Infamous 2. Oh, and we're at the big bridge. I swear, this scene inspired Chrono Trigger doing this. From here on, it's monsters all the way. Watch yourselves. Yeah, it's going to be a gauntlet, so we're probably not going to say all the dialogue here. But yeah, on to Infamous 2. So, wow, we had quite a bit happen in the game. Wolf, the researcher, who was supposed to help me, or help Cole get stronger, died. Okay, that's a bummer, but at least we now know what he was planning on doing. We also met another new character with powers named Nyx, and I'm not quite sure what her power is. I want to say it's generic, like, fire powers, but... because she can teleport like smoke, but she also can control oil from barrels, so that's why I'm not sure what her power is. But she obviously is kind of the allegory to follow the evil side of Cole, because she has no love for anybody other than herself. Maybe Cole, but that's just because she has that maddening crush because he has powers. And so we actually had a moment where we helped her for a little bit. But when Wolf died, Agent Quo was also kidnapped. And so we actually had to start up this whole line of missions trying to find Quo again. Which we found her. But we found her in a very unusual place, almost like a ginormous cryo freezer. And when we freed her, or freed or basically blew up the console that was holding her, it's a weird thing. We blew up the console and the chains let her go. But we apparently also made a bad decision because we let everything else in that cryo freezer out, which was a whole new power faction of dudes with ice powers. And I have a feeling that they've got a very Mr. Freeze-esque complex to them, because they're all in like these cryo suits, jumping around and throwing around their ice powers. But it also looks like Quo has actually absorbed their powers, or she now has ice powers. And from where I'm actually standing, she's recovering at this point, but I have a feeling she's going to run off, and I hope not, but probably become a villain in this game. And I kind of hope she doesn't, because it would be cool to have somebody with lightning and fire and ice powers all working together. Even though I tend to be more ethical and I don't go Nyx's path of missions. I tend to go more with Zeke, at least for now, and be the ethical hero. So what do I think of it so far? It's still very fun. The gameplay is, I can tell, very much polished from the first game. They fixed a lot of the problems with it, and I'm thankful for that. They also added in more melee combat, they added in more customizable abilities. You still feel as powerful as you did at the end of the first game, but now you can customize that power and utilize it how you want. Oh, and look, it's Gilgamesh. I've been waiting here for you. I was starting to think you might not show up. No, prepare to die! And he's kind of the boss fight at the end of the big bridge. Yeah, Gilgamesh. Fun little fact, Gilgamesh actually will show up again in later Final Fantasy games as a summon, believe it or not. Not a summon per se that you can control, but he does show up. So, and the design that they actually go with is very similar to the way he is in Final Fantasy V. So I'm kind of happy about that. So yeah, overall, I'm still enjoying the crap out of Infamous 2, and man, I wish I could say negative things about it at the moment. I do have a few negative things. There's still a lot of the nagging problems that Infamous 1 had that are still kind of in Infamous 2. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers. Some things had to stay. But I am starting to agree with my fellow panelist, Aldo, that, yeah, Sucker Punch is a studio I might be a fan of. In more ways than one. Because I like the Infamous series, but the one series that Aldo's been trying to get me into that is Sucker Punch is the Sly Cooper series.
Well, you combine the power! Too great! Can't possibly win! Not!
He's a Dragoon. No, not really. And I'm inclined to agree at this point, although I think I need to play the Sly Cooper series. I was originally going to save it until we did like a blind Let's Play of it, but I don't know if I might be able to... I don't know if I'll be able to wait. I'm interested in joining the series, and maybe Alex will be the one that's blind to it. You know, it's not just the movie that now has me excited. The developer is really good at what they do, so I might have to take it on. I don't know. I will keep you guys updated, though. I wish I could say there was any more major updates to Infamous 2, but not really. Those were the major plot points that I've actually come across. Have I done the side missions? Not really. I'm more of a story guy. So, that's just my deal. The other game that I would like to talk about is kind of an impulse buy. I was having kind of a rough day a couple of days ago when... You know, when you're a dad, you have those moments where your kid is just crying up a storm and it really affects you. And so all of a sudden I just went web surfing and I noticed that Far From Subtle, youtube.com/farfromsubtle, was playing Transformers Devastation. And I went, oh, there's a new Transformers game. Okay, I'm kind of interested. Because usually they don't... I don't remember them taking on any of the other movie-inspired games. That's what I thought it was. No, it's a Transformers game made by Platinum. To the people who don't know Platinum, you know Platinum if you've played Bayonetta, if you've played Devil May Cry. It's roughly the same people who made the Devil May Cry series. They've been making lots of games for multiple platforms. They've got Scalebound coming out on Xbox One. They do have Bayonetta's the Wii U one, and then... Oh, I'm trying to think. They do have one for PlayStation that's unique to it, and I can't remember what it is. But they did a Transformers game, and not only a Transformers game, but a Transformers game based off of Generation 1, the old 80s cartoon. And I had to play it. So I played like a couple of missions of it. I've played as Optimus Prime, Sideswipe, and Bumblebee. And first of all, it's so awesome to have some of those original actors back, because some of them haven't even been brought back for the movies. And I'm having a blast! It is an absolutely great game. I got to fight Devastator in it. The real Devastator, not the stupid Michael Bay one. The real freaking Devastator. And it plays like a Devil May Cry game, which just works. I actually want a sequel to this. I want a Devastation 2. I want them to go into because this only goes into Autobot playable characters. I want playable Decepticons. I want to be able to have a campaign for the Decepticons too. And this has actually made me also go into another fan suggestion that I didn't know if I was going to hit or not, which was the Cybertron series. So War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron. I might have to pick up those games. I've played them a little bit, but I might have to play them just to finish it up. The only reason that I wasn't considering doing it was because I had found out that the third game in the series, Rise of the Darkspark, was connected to Transformers Extinction. And so I'm like, oh great, a game where I play as Angsty Prime. And kind of went, no. But you know what? If I had another Platinum-inspired Transformers game, I'd be okay with it. I'd pay for it. And so I give that game a wholehearted, like, I'm not even finished with it. Thumbs up. If you're a Transformers fan, you will appreciate it. You will love it. It will be a great thing for you. It's very much in the style of the old 80s cartoon, and I love it for doing that. The cell shading is awesome, and I can't speak any more of its praises. You need to pick it up. Its combat is Platinum game, so there's not really a whole lot of change there. But you'll still enjoy it. I picked it up on PS4. Grandpa! Cryo! Grandpa, the barrier! Oh, is there something behind us? Okay. Oh, noes! X-Death has erected a barrier, and we got caught in it! No! Oh, crap. Okay, well, that's going to go ahead and do it for this time. And when next time we meet, we'll see what actually happened and where the barrier took us.